Hey everyone, Shiv here. Alright, so we're back with the Grand Tournament recap and review. We're going to cover the rest of the set here. Okay. Mulch. 3 mana for a direct kill card. Destroy a minion, add a random minion to your hand. Now, this is a risk-reward removal. You could give them something great, Ragnaros, whatever. Or you give them something shit. It's that chance you take. Mind you, I would much rather take that chance than giving my opponent 2 draws into his deck. So, yeah, I'll play this. Moving on. Knight of the Wild, 7 mana for a 6/6. We got to see this guy being played. And, you know, that ability, whenever you summon a beast, reduces the cost of this card by 1. Alright, so let's say you play a turn 1 beast. There are some. Then you play a turn 2 beast. There's a few. Play a turn 3 beast. There's a few. So congratulations, turn 4 this comes out. Is that really good value? Yeah, actually it is. It's 6/6 on 4. Alright. It's nowhere near as punishing as a giant on 4, which is a hell of a lot easier to get out. But this could be pretty damn disgusting in many ways. Alright, moving on. Windwalker! Battle Cry. Give a friendly beast plus 3 health. Now, this is really starting to show that Blizzard's trying to give tools to make Beast Druid a thing. Because Hunter players have shown they don't really give a fuck about Beast other than to use Kill Command, so... And Beasts are some of the weakest minions out there, so if you give them stuff that actually interacts with them and makes them better, that's a cool thing. You know, kind of the idea that Blizzard really should have been working with for Hunters. But hey, I don't work for Blizzard. I just point out their fuck-ups. This card is actually pretty legit. I mean, even if you don't have a beast, it's a 4/4 for 4, which is not horrible. But you have a beast, it works really good. So, innervating out, drew the claw, putting that in taunt form, playing this down immediately behind it. On the next turn, oh look, your taunt gets a lot more survivability. And who doesn't love survivability? Alright, next up, we are into the Hunter cards. Acid Maul, one of the 2 legendaries that they get. 7 mana for a 4/2. That's a lot of shit there. Alright, whenever another minion takes damage, destroy it. Hi, welcome to Go Fuck Your Grim Patron deck. Problem is, I mean, seriously, this is on the board. Patrons can't do shit until they kill it. They actually have to kill this thing before they do anything else. Which, let's be honest, it's not hard to kill. What I like about this is you could use it in some late game combinations. There's 2 combos that come to mind. Unleash the Hounds plus this. Boom, acts as like basically fucking equality concept. So that's kind of cool. The other one involves the other legendary, and I want you to take a look at this. So you combine these 2 together, what you end up getting is a board wipe scenario, but you keep your dread scale. So Hunters now have the ability of doing a get the fuck out of here board clear. Something they've never really had before. Is it good? Maybe in some sort of control mid-range thing, you know, when all hell breaks loose and you need something just to regain. But I mean, at turn 10, that's a lot, guys. That is a lot. I would like to also point out that these are beasts. Very important. So, Dreadscale actually is kind of the better of the 2 legendaries. One, it's low cost, so 3 mana for a 4/2 makes total fucking sense. At that point, it becomes a mini Baron Geddon. So this is an anti-aggro tool. And because it's a beast, you could play Houndmaster on top of it, turn it into a 6/4. So here's what I like about this card. Muster for battle to Dreadscale. So, like it. This is kind of interesting. They gave like a really strong anti-aggro card to a class predominantly known for being aggro. I think there's a joke somewhere in there. I could see Ben laughing. Alright. Moving on to the Stable Master. Three mana for a 4/2. Alright. Battle Cry. Give a friendly beast immune this turn. Not bad. Not great. I mean, I can see a lot of scenarios where you could use this, but again, this is just Bestial Wrath without the bonus, but it comes with a body. So, and we all know how much Bestial Wrath has been used. Moving on to Power Shot. This is probably this is the second card I really like from the Hunter set. Power Shot, 3 mana. Read the fucking description. People just try to tell me, oh, it's a weaker version of multi-shot. No, it's not. Please read the card. Deal 2 damage to a minion and the minions next to it. Yes, it's a weaker explosive shot. Okay. Alright, Shivya, what's the fucking point? What I like about this card is it's a nice tempo tool. It's good removal. You look at Explosive Shot, 5 mana, that's a really clutch time. You want to play like a big defender or, you know, like Sludge Belcher or maybe a Loatheb or something of that nature to cut the test board. So you'll never get the value on curve you want, and then it becomes an off-curve reactionary play. This, however, this is a great way of clearing like a zoo deck, a token-based deck, you know, blow it up. This will actually force people to pay attention to positioning again when it comes to hunters. The fact that this is literally 6 total possible damage is great. Also, it's a spell. Spell damage, hello. Yeah, I know, it's been a while since we've seen Blood Mage Thanos pop her head up in Hunter, but why not? Sure. Even Cobalt Geomancer, sure, why not? Azure Drake, why not? Alright, so I like the card. I think this is actually a really functional card. It's more realistically tuned than some of the other cards I've seen, and I think this could actually see a lot of play in a mid-range and or possibly Control Hunter. Yeah, I know Control Hunter does not fucking exist. It could. Somebody could figure this out. I'm already working on a couple designs, but it could work. Moving on. King's Elk. Now, before I go into this might actually be a beast. Some of the cards that, when I got the copies of them, they weren't accurately depicted correctly. Alright. Let me just refresh real quick. King's Elk is a beast. Yes, I'm sorry. The image is wrong. You guys can shoot me later for it. So this is a beast. It's 2 mana for 3/2. Battlecry. Reveal a minion in each deck. If yours costs more, draw it. Okay, it's a beast. It's 2 mana. It's 3/2. This is better, hands down, than Bloodfen Raptor. 1, you have a chance of getting a draw, and it's a fucking 3/2. What else are you going to play on 2? Alright? You're not going to play Knife Juggler because pretty much people are waiting for that shit. I'll play this and see if you've got that thing that I'm worried about. And if you do, cool. You've used it on this. Now you don't have it here. Unless it's like the Fiery War Axe. And, you know, and then I just hold off even more. So I like this card. It gives a possible risk-reward draw mechanic to Hunter. Yeah, fine. Face might actually play this, ironically enough, but not really. They really don't have enough big minions that could actually guarantee this draw. Mid-range would play it. Mid-range would play this. Yeah. So, I like it. I think it's cool. Bear Trap. This has to be, like, another great card for the Hunters to get. And the more I think about it, the Hunters are actually getting quite a bit of power here, but not in the directions that traditionally they've been excelling towards. Bear Trap. 2 mana. Secret. After your hero is attacked, summon a 3/3 bear with taunt. Alright. So we've all seen the little scenario where people are using their little spawned out tokens of spectral spiders, imps, whatever, to basically trigger traps. It's kind of been the bane of existence to secret users all over the place, especially hunters. So, okay, yeah, they'll do that, and guess what? Now you have a taunt to block any of their bigger shit. Kinda sucks, guys. Really. So, this is a great card. It's literally gonna play mind games with people on which card to attack first. And let's not forget, they still have misdirection too, so you can do some really fun shit with that, right? Okay, so I've actually been thinking about this. You play misdirection down, and you play bear trap. So you misdirect their attack, boom, it'll either hit one of their own minions or hit their face. Then bear trap triggers, oh, by the way, and I got a taunt. Have a nice day. And if they've got no response to the taunt, you could always throw down the Houndmaster, turn it into a 5/5 taunt. That's one big bear. That is one big Iron Fur Grizzly. Misha is jelly at that point. Alright, moving on. Arcane Blast. Alright, 1 mana, deal 2 damage to a minion. Really? That's... Alright, this spell gets double bonus from spell damage. Alright. What I like about this card is it says, hi, I'm not to burn your face, I am to control the board. Hi, Knife Juggler, fuck you. Oh, you got Blood Mage Thanos? Oh, okay. Hi, Azure Drake. Fuck you. Mind you, Flame Cannon already could do that on its own, but the RNG kind of made it... Eh. So I do like this. I actually do like this. It's another spell. It's low cost. Plays with Gazelle. Plays with Archmage and Tinnitus. And of course, Malagos basically says, LOL. Yeah. Oh god. This could kill Deathwing for 1 mana. That's nice. Moving on. Moving on. Alright. Polymorph Boar. It's a polymorph that instead of turning it into a 1/1 sheep, turns it into basically Huffer. So, yes, you can use this defensively, and I wouldn't do it unless you can actually clear the fucking Huffer. But you can use this offensively as well. So, let's come up with a scenario here. Alright, so you play down a zombie chow. You attack with it, bang. Then you polymorph boar it. And get another 4 damage and mitigate the heal that it caused. Or that it would cause. So, yeah. I like this card. This card is basically, it just, when you need to reach just a little bit more. Right? I can see this being used in a lot of finisher scenarios against certain decks and all that. It gives a lot more reach. But I think people are going to be very cautious to play around with it unless they're like an aggro-inspired deck. Alright. Moving on to the next one we've got is the Dalaran Aspirant. Aspirant is this weird, interesting naming convention that it's not the first time they've done this. We've seen it used in Druid. So it seems to be like that new word that they're trying to push. Me and Nox do similar if you haven't noticed. Okay, so 4 mana for a 3/5. Alright, so Ascension Body. Inspire, gain spell damage. Okay. This guy could easily turn into a mini Malagos or even Malagos on his own just without the body. So this guy gets really, really scary, especially when you consider some of the other cards that they've shown us and the fact that now Arcane Missiles plus Flame Waker, oh man. GG. You're gonna rope the fuck out of people. Alright, so is this card good? In theory, yes, but in all honesty, this is one of these cards that you're really gonna have to wait and see on. I think just for the fact that it can actually gain more than one spell armor or spell damage is actually pretty fucking good. Though spell armor, that's actually really cool. I like that idea. Alright, moving on. Enter the Coliseum. 6 mana. Pally spell. Destroy all minions. Wrath of God. Except each player's highest attack minion. Shitty Wrath of God. Okay. This is what I call the scrub clear. Oh, all your little shit? Fuck off. It's just me and you, big boy. Yeah. So, against aggro, this can be really fucking devastating. Against control, this might backfire a lot. But as an anti-aggro tool, it's cool. Will it see play? I don't know, man. I think somebody's going to find a use for it, and it's going to be just like game wrecking. But it is another board clear for Paladins. You have other options now, Pallies. Holy God, you have options. Mysterious Challenger! Alright, I like and hate this card. I like this card because it's a similar concept that me and Nox have put out. I dislike this card, well, for several reasons. One, 666, that just always creeps me the fuck out. I know it's superstitious bullshit, but whatever. And it forces you to play secrets to get any value out of this. However, there is that new Pally secret, which we're going to be covering over. There's also Avenge, and also another one that's actually pretty decent. So if you put those three in there, you can get some really good value. But again, turn fucking 6. 5 with coin. I can think of some way better things I'd rather play down on that mana curve. But this could lead to some really interesting scenarios. Now, let's take a look at that new Pally secret. Competitive Spirit, 1 mana secret. When your turn starts, give your minions +1/+1. Cool. So, if your guy survives, he automatically becomes a +1/+1. If they clear him, well, guess what? If you're playing with, what is it? The one that brings it back but takes it down to 1 life, he now actually becomes a 7/2. Yeah, I know, it's kind of like Super Magma Rager at that point, but fuck it. It's possible. But no, I actually like this card. I think that this is really going to get you a lot of value in like aggro decks. White weenie little spawners, oh, huge value. You could play this turn 1, right? Turn 2, coin, muster for battle. Beginning of your turn 3, congratulations, you now have 3/2/1s if they survived. So that's actually pretty cool. Pretty fucking legit. Murloc Knight, probably my most favorite card of the Paladin set, hands down. Gee, Shiv, why is that? Because it's fucking Murloc, that's why. I love Murloc Synergy. I loved it in the WoW TCG, and I love it here. I just wish we had more of it, and more interesting ones. Now, me and Nox, we've played around with ways of like adding more Murlocs to the game, and getting more of them out there. You know, everybody loved Captain Cookie. Well, this one is its own unique brand of, oh fuck. So, 4 mana for a 3/4. Inspire. You know the thing, whenever you use your hero power, summon a random Murloc. You could actually summon another one of these. That way, when you use your hero power again, you get 2 Murlocs. So, what I like about this card is it's another token generation without being token generation, and tribal synergy that you can really exploit in Paladin. Now remember, Paladin also have access to this little nifty, highly underused weapon known as the Sword of Fucking Justice. So let me run down the scenario that happens with this card. Now, obviously, you're never going to want to play this card unless you have the mana to use Inspire immediately afterwards, because they're just going to kill this thing outright. True fact. So you'll want to set up to make sure you have this Sword of Justice, so watch out for Harrison Jones. You get this down, boom, he automatically becomes a 4/5. Yay, you got a Yeti. You use your hero power, boom, you get a 2/2, and you get a Murloc that's also going to get a buff. Now, if that Murloc is also another Murloc Knight, congratulations, you just got 2 fucking Yetis. If it's the one that gives the +1 attack, okay, that's kind of cool, but it's still a 2/2. And if it's old Murkeye, holy shit value. So, I like it. I think it's interesting. And I think it's going to be one of those things that somebody's going to definitely try to tweak and play around with, myself included, and see what they can get going with it. So, do not be surprised if you suddenly see on like somebody's stream this Murloc fucking Paladin just Shrek everybody. It's possible. Now, does that mean that this card is overly great? Could it lead to some really cool snowball scenarios? Most definitely. And the fact is, there's a couple other Paladin cards that could really put some protection on this. Now, this isn't one of them, but it gives you an idea. Alright, Seal of Champions. 3 mana. Give a minion +3 attack and Divine Shield. Yeah, because, you know, that white weenie, you know, vomit your hand Paladin didn't need any more help. There you go. Have a nice day, guys. That's all I got to say about this. Yeah, sure, it turns even your shittiest 1/1 into a fucking Azure Drake killer. Yeah, okay. And it gets to survive. Only to be picked off by a fucking hero power. So, it's not bad. It's not great. It's not bad. I would say it's about on par and average. Alright, we're on to Priest. And we're going to start with Confessor Paltress. Now, I knew she was coming into the game. Mostly because I played World of Warcraft. And she was an integral part of that whole little tournament experience. So, 7 mana for a 5/4. Inspire. Summon a random legendary minion. Now, I have a very specific nickname for the Paltress. She is Queen Fatigue. The reason why I say Queen Fatigue is as such. Depending on the matchup, you have no real way of actually protecting her to get any sustained value out of her, unless it's towards the end game. Now, when you look at a lot of the stuff that the priests are getting, they have a lot of potential to basically heal back more damage. They can heal back all the damage taken and still be able to build board, control it, whatever. Now, they could go for the long game, which is possible, and happens quite often already. They go for the long game, and they get to the fatigue match. Well, that fatigue match could come down to who gets this, that, and the other. So, playing her out, as you're like about to go into fatigue as your last play because they've used all their other options, bam, inspire, get a legendary. So, yeah. And then if they can't kill the Paltress, tap again or use your hero power, boom, another legendary. You will win the fatigue game because of Confessor Paltress all day long, or long day all, as some people are fond of me saying. Have yet to figure that one out yet. But it's a cool card. I actually really like this. I think there are a lot of scenarios where this gets kind of cool. But I want to point out, 7 mana. Don't ever play this on curve, especially against Mage. Mage will go, oh, that's cute. The fact is, it dies to Flame Cannon. It dies to that arcane blast that we just saw. Plus a little more onto it, you know. So if you have that, plus, you know, boom, dead. So, it's good, but not good. It's really easy to deal with. You might get some really cool value. What I really want to see on this is like Paltress, Hero Power, Kel'Thuzad, get shreked. Mind you, that's also the same scenario you get with, you know, Sneed's All Shredder. And in many ways, the comparison's already been made. So, yeah. Moving on. Shadow Fiend, 3 mana for a 3/3. Whenever you draw a card, reduce its cost by 1. Alright. This is actually a pretty legit fucking card, and it's exactly what a Shadow Fiend should be doing. Alright. Now, me and Nox, we made our own version that came off of a weapon, and there were 1/1s with charge, and you literally, all it did was refill your mana crystals. Here, this is another form of mana manipulation by reducing the cost of what you're getting. So I like that. Fact is, this is really easy to kill. Alright, playing it on curve actually is not a bad play. Not a bad play. Where you really want to use this, though, is you want to use this in conjunction with like a circle heal sort of thing, right? So you damage your minions, trading the board. You play this down, as long as you've got some Northshire Clerics, Circle of Healing, everything you draw gets an automatic reduction. It's like having fucking Emperor Thurzan. And if you play Emperor Thurzan in that deck too, you'll get another reduction on top of it. So, yeah, this is going to lead to some interesting earlier game scenarios. Alright, Spawn of Shadows, 4 mana for a 5/4, Inspire, deal 4 damage to each hero. Yes, because, you know, Shadow Bomber needed a friend. No, seriously, that's exactly what this is. Bigger body Shadow Bomber, but repeatable. Now, if you've seen some of the other cards that Priest got, they can actually get away with putting this down, healing face, dealing damage, and mitigating the damage that they're going to be getting off of this guy. Alright? Quite a bit, as a matter of fact. And they're just going to keep boom, 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 punching face. Now, somebody's going to say, well, wouldn't I just rather play an Akanai? Sure. You probably would. But, at the same time, I kind of like this. I don't see this ever being played on curve effectively, because you'll deal 4, but you'll take 2. Actually, you'll deal 4, you'll take 4, and you'll recoup 2 on that. So I mean, that's still a gain for you, but you're still actually slowly etching away yourself. But you get a 5/4 body hunt. This is definitely better than Shadow Form, hands down. This is also a card that if you play 5/4, play it on turn 4, your opponents are gonna go, oh fuck no, 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 fuck you. We're not going to play that shit. They will waste whatever they can to get rid of this, because they see this, they're going, okay, this guy's got a plan that I don't like, and I'm not happy with it. No. This is a threat card. This is definitely a threat card. However, some people may ignore it, and if you do so at your own peril. So if you're going to ignore it, please at least have a plan to beat the shit out of them shortly thereafter, because, yeah, that hurts. Moving on to the next one, we have the Worm Rest Agent, 2 mana for a 1/4 Battle Cry. If you're holding a dragon, gain +1 attack and taunt. Alright, so when we got BRM, we got that really disappointing 1 mana dragon. And we all said, you know, why is Blizzard trying to push, you know, dragon deck onto Priest? It's obviously nowhere near as effective as it is on other classes, right? Then come to discover it wasn't even effective on those classes either. But here, it actually gets some value. Priests traditionally have shit all for fucking 2-drops. There's like one exception. We're not even going to talk about that garbage. This is actually a good fucking card. Really is. If you could get a dragon in your hand and you have this, you could coin this out turn 1 and have a 2/4. That basically says, fuck you aggro. Follow this up with Northshire Cleric. Draw us for days. Alright? And because you're already going to be playing a dragon deck, and you know you're going to have the Blackwing Technician, probably a couple of those other really cool dragons, this gives a lot more validity to that deck construction. So I like this. I think this is a really good card. I think it's exactly what Priest needed to make Dragon Priest a reality. Sorry, Nox. No Pirate Priest. Moving on. Convert! Yeah. God. Alright, as you can tell by my sigh, I'm not a huge fan of this card for a couple reasons. One, I'm so tired of fucking pre-shenanigans of taking all my shit and using it against me. What I like about this card, though, is, yeah, it's giving that option. What I dislike about the card is I'm literally having to pay 2 mana more for a card that I probably wouldn't normally play, but I'm using it as a way of mind gaming the fuck out of somebody. Right? It's like, oh, so let's get to the scenario here. Oh, you play Ragnaros. Boom. Convert. Boom. Shadow Word Death. Now, my opponent knows I have a Ragnaros in hand. So he's going to be sitting there and like, well, I got this big game hunter. I'm not really worried about it. Here comes Dr. Boom. He's going to go, fuck. So you can create some really interesting scenarios where you force your opponents to hold on to those big removals that they would generally use for something like they just played. But, again, in that scenario, it's so late in the game, whatever. But there are going to be circumstances where that is relevant, especially with all those different ramp options that are now becoming available. So, is it a bad card? No. Will we see play with it? Yeah, we probably will. In current deck designs, not so much, but I can see this adapted into a few of them with a few twists and changes made to it. Which I kind of like. Alright. Moving on, Power Word Glory. Yes, because Blessing of Wisdom is so widely played. True fact. Alright, Power Word Glory. Choose a minion. Whenever it attacks, restore 4 health to your hero. So this is a great way of saying Huffer, bad Huffer, bad Huffer. You can literally lock Huffer down with this 1 mana card and just totally dominate the hell out of the rest of them. Because it literally counteracts every damage that Huffer could do. The problem is Huffer is still a beast. So the most likely target that this is going to be put on is anything with 4... Yeah, with like 4 or less attack. You could put it on bigger minions to kind of, you know, mitigate down damage. Like you've got a giant, you put this on a giant. So the giant really is only doing 8 damage. But the damage hits first before the heal actually does. Actually, no. The heal kicks in before the attack actually does. I had that in reverse. So, yeah, that will kind of counteract it a little bit. So, I don't know. I kind of like it. Also, let's not forget, more 1-drop spell for Priest. Let's look at gas low value. Just saying. Alright. We're on to Rogue now. Beneath the ground, shuffle 3 ambushes into your opponent's deck. When drawn, you summon a 4/4 Nerubian. Okay, so ambush works in much the same way, or actually beneath the ground is a similar mechanic as that of the Iron Juggernaut. It puts 3 of these ambushes in the deck. So if you're versus a class that likes to draw a lot, see Rogue, see Warrior, see Vomit Din, you're going to get value out of this. Alright? You get the 4/4s on your side of the board, not theirs. So, yeah. This is a kind of like, I'm investing in future tempo. Is it overly good? Wait and see. Wait and see. Because the reality is 3 mana for this ability, I mean, I don't think it's going to see as much play as some people have tried to hype this up about, because that turn 3, do you really want to play a spell that has no direct impact to the board state at its current point, but gives you an possible opportunity to enhance your board state? Possible opportunity. I don't know. I think a lot of people will pass on this card. Maybe in Arena you'll see this pop up and it'll be lol, but I'm not 100% sure we'll see much of this in Constructed. Alright, Shady Dealer. 3 mana for a 4/3 Battlecry. If you have a pirate, gain +1/+1. Alright, so Pirate Rogue. Yes, we know Blizzard's been trying to push this on us since, you know, GVG. Alright, so this becomes a 5/4 Tall Strider for 3 mana. That's not bad, but you have to have a pirate already in play. Which, you know, if you're already running a pirate deck, makes sense. Alright, Undercity Valiant. 2 mana for 3/2. Combo, deal 1 damage. It's a shittier version of SI7 Agent. Buccaneer, 1 mana for a fucking 2/1 pirate. Yes, pirate. Okay, so whenever you equip a weapon, give it +1 attack. Oh my god. If ever there was a card you wanted to keep stealth, this guy. If you could somehow protect this guy, oh yeah, have a field day with your hero power. My god. Definitely some huge value in this. But again, it's 2/1. Easy to kill. But, you know, I could see some pirate builds that would use this. Yeah. So, we'll have to wait and see on it. But I like the card. I think it's pretty fucking awesome. And, you know, if only I had an orange beard. Anyway, moving on. The Mistcaller. Here is your Shaman Legendary. We saw like every other Shaman card except for Legendary. And now here we go. The Mistcaller, 6 mana for a 4/4. You what, mate? Yeah, I know, right? Battlecry, give all minions in your hand and deck +1/+1. Okay, so the obvious issue is, do Shamans really have a way of getting this guy out early? Theoretically, yes, but no. And yeah, I'm theoretically using Farsight, but no. No. So at earliest this will come out is turn 5. I don't know. I mean, it does give you potential more value on your cards that you haven't played yet, which I guess is something. Alright? But it's still a 4/4. But hey, you're playing it for the battle cry, and that's actually kind of interesting. They'll have to invest in killing this, which, you know, could work out for you very nicely. Alright, Elemental Destruction, 3 mana! Deal 4 to 5 damage to all minions, overload 5. Yes, because, you know, Shamans need a reason to actually start using Lava Shock. You know. This pretty much is their Flame Strike. This is actually kind of a cool card. It does require you to use that Overload reset, or else you get fucked. But yeah, this kind of basically tells patron decks to get the fuck out of here. But the problem is, once patrons start setting up, they've already won. Moving on. Dark Bargain. So we're on to the Warlock. Destroy 2 random enemy minions. Discard 2 random cards. Alright, so Warlock Mirror Match. Oh, so you got 2 Molten Giants. Now, normally Molten Giants come down, they're almost always protected or turn into taunts. So what ends up happening here is you have a good possibility of getting like that 8/8 and that 2/3 versus both 8/8s. If you get both 8/8s, you jump up and scream, esports, motherfucker, and just cheer that shit on because you played the odds. This is definitely a tempo tool, and the fact is it's destroying 2 of any minion. Doesn't matter what it is. So if there's a Sylvanas on the board, this could really backfire horribly for you. But you're discarding 2 cards. That could be problematic. I don't know how much value we're going to see in this card, but you know what? It ain't over till it's over. And I kind of think like some really strange and interesting people will come up with some fun with this. Void Crusher! 6 mana for a 5/6. Inspire. Destroy a random minion from your... for each player? So, alright. I play this. I tap. I destroy my own Void Crusher. But hey, I took out something of theirs. It is possible you will destroy this. To kind of mitigate that, I highly recommend playing this probably after you've built a board of little shit minions. you know, from Implosion. The fact is, it's a 5/4, it's easy to kill, but it's another demon. So we might see some really interesting shit out of that. Moving on. Tiny Knight of Evil, also a demon. 2 mana. Whenever you discard a card, gain +1/+1. So this is basically saying, yes, please play with Succubus. Yes, please play with insert mechanic that discards cards, just to get this built up. Now, some people have made a comment, oh, this is just like Undertaker. No, it is not. This is not like Undertaker at all. Because here's the thing. Discarding a card hurts you. Playing a Death Rattle minion never hurt anybody but the opponent. So, yeah. Will this see play? Maybe. Sure. I doubt it. But it's still a demon, and it's still a 3/2 for 2. Fearsome Doomguard, 7 mana for a 6/8. Holy shit. Personally, I like this guy. I know a lot of people are like, meh, whatever. It has no effect. I look at the arena value of this, I go, auto pick. Yeah, auto pick. And because it's a common, it's a good chance you'll get it. Alright, moving on to Warrior Magnetar Alpha. 4 mana, also damages the minions next to whomever he attacks. So you attack face, it does nothing. You attack a minion, alright, so you attack Sludge Belcher. Cool. You kill Sludge Belcher, you kill yourself, and you also deal 5 damage to everything to the left and right of Sludge Belcher. This is actually kind of cool. It kind of turns Taunt into a, well, a dangerous thing. So positioning around Taunts, if this guy becomes popular, becomes a reality. Yeah. Also, let us not forget that Warrior has the ability of cranking this guy up. So, in a rage, makes that a 7 damage strike to everything to the left and right of a Taunt. Double in a rage makes that a 9 damage strike to everything to the left and right of the Taunt. Yeah. Kind of. Yeah. So this could lead to some really damaging scenarios, so be careful where you place your stuff. But I'm not too sure of the value of that card yet. Sparring Partner. 2 mana for a 3/2. Taunt. Battlecry. Give a minion taunt. Okay. This is the Sun Fury Protector, but for Warrior. And it also comes with its own taunt. So yeah, this plays very nicely into Bolster and a few other things. Alright. Moving on. Ogremar Aspirant. Yet the 3rd Aspirant. 3 mana for a 3/3. Inspire. Give your weapon +1 attack. Okay. Okay. So, weapon, aggro, warrior. Have at it. Why not? It could happen, guys. Alright, now we're on to the neutrals. And we start off with Chillmaw. 7 mana for a 6/6. Taunt. Death Rattle. If you're holding a dragon, deal 3 damage to all minions. This is like a dragon abomination with a thing. Alright? It's got a triggering effect. So, if they kill this, and everything takes 3 damage, they'll know instantly you have a dragon in your deck, which means that they will play accordingly. It's like, alright, what kind of dragon could he have? Could it be a legendary dragon? Could it be a shit dragon? Could it just be an Azure Drake? They won't know. But, most likely it's going to be something like Alexstrasza, or most likely Alexstrasza or Ysera. So it's not bad. It's not good either. But I like it. Alright. Bullframe shield. This guy's literally riding his mount holding 2 shields like, oh, fuck a weapon, bitch. I'll just bash your ass to death. 6 mana for 3/9. Whenever your hero takes damage, this minion takes it instead. Damage redirection. I like this. In Priest, you could have a field day with this, just constantly keeping this bitch healed up. Throwing on Power Word shields, Velen's Chosen. Yeah. Welcome to Turtledom. You could get value out of this. However, if this is what you start playing, then expect to see, you know, Iron Peak Owl come down and kind of negate it somewhat. But hey, you'll still have a 3/9 on the board, and we all know what Priest can do with anything with a high body. Moving on. Sideshow Spell Eater. 6 mana for a 6/5. Battle Cry. Copy your opponent's hero power. So, that Justicar Trueheart that basically modifies and upgrades basic hero powers now can actually lead to some interesting scenarios. So, I'm versus a hunter. He upgrades his to 3 damage. Oh, okay, you want to race? Let's race. I play this. I go gain 3 damage. Problem is the hunter still wins that because that Justicar is still on the board, so that's 6 plus 3, that's 9 damage. Versus this, yeah, I mean, even if he trades into it, it's still a bad deal. Do I like this? To some degree, I could see some value in this. Like, if they've got to upgrade a hero power, I'd love to copy it over and just, like, start gaining massive amounts of armor, start healing myself up a bunch. But that's about it. That's the only times I really like it. So it's like 2 fucking matchups out of the total of 9 classes. So, I don't know. It's still a 6/5 body. Which is pretty nice, I guess. Not overly spectacular. Alright, Recruiter! Not even the Recruiter or a Recruiter, just Recruiter! 5 mana for a 5/4. Inspire. Add a 2/2 Squire to your hand. Yeah, you know the Silverhand Knight, you know how he drops out the little 2/2 guy? Yeah, that's what you get. So you can now start spawning those out. So we've got one that spawns out Silverhand Recruits and one that spawns out Squires. Wow. Fucking Blizzard is not fucking around when it comes to token generation. Let me tell you something. That is all the Grand Tournament has started to turn out to be is token, 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 token. They're token so much, I want a piss test. Funny. Alright, moving on. Twilight Guardian, 4 mana for a 2/6. It's a dragon. He's so cute. Battlecry, if you're holding a dragon, gain +1 attack and taunt. So it becomes a Fed Creeper and a dragon. Okay, defensive dragon. I'm okay with that. I am okay with that, guys. Mogor's Champion, 6 mana for an 8/5. What the fuck? But it's Mogor's Champion, which means you know this thing is retarded as fuck. 50% chance to attack the wrong enemy. Retarded as fuck. But still, it's cool. This is definitely something that goes into, say, an ogre deck, which, you know, we've all been fucking around with as a lull. And it's funny when it wins. But I like it. It's just cute. I love the art on it. Saboteur, 3 mana for a 4/3. Battlecry, your opponent's hero power costs 5 more next turn. This is basically saying, yeah, I know you got that super hero power right now, and you got some reductions, and you got your Caldera Drake. No, fuck off. I don't think so. You'll get 2 uses out of it. That's it. Is it a good card? No, it's situational at best. But if Mage and Caldera Drake players become really, 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 really strong, this will act as its Loethep. Alright, Fencing Coach, 3 mana for a 2/2 Battlecry. The next time you use your hero power, it costs 2 less. So, hunters get a free 2 damage to your face. So on and so on and so on and so on. It's not bad, it's not good. This is exactly what I was expecting to come from a set that wanted to focus a lot more on hero powers, and it makes sense. Alright, captured Jormungar. Or Jormungar. I don't know how you pronounce that shit. 7 mana for a 5/9. It's a good sized body. It is a beast. This is like an ideal target to actually put fucking Houndmaster on. That turns that into a 7/11 beast. You turn him into a Slurpee. 7/11 with Houndmaster, bitches. Alright? So, I like it. It's also a beast that's going to stick on the board, which means, you know, it'll be able to trade effectively. Not something you generally see hunters doing often, but it could happen. Also, works great in Druid. Let's cover that. Okay. Cavalier Raider. 5 mana for a 4/4 Inspire, gain +2/+2. Okay, so we all know that Floating Watcher card that the Warlocks got a little bit ago. Well, look at the neutral option. And guess what? This one you can use anywhere, and it doesn't hurt you when you're using your hero power. So, yeah, this guy's kind of cool. I like him. It's definitely what I would expect some of the Inspire effects to be. Like, when I heard about the whole Inspire mechanic, I was like, alright, somewhere, somehow, there's going to be a minion that literally is going to pump itself up +2/+2 every time somebody uses a hero power. This is fucking common core for fucking most TCGs. Pumpable minions existed throughout the entirety of, like, any TCG history. Look at Magic, look at Yugi, Yugi not so much. Pokemon, definitely. A lot of the lesser known ones that basically populated the early to mid-late 90s. Pretty much the entirety of 1990 to 2000 had some sort of mechanic where you could pump up the value of something. So, yeah. This was completely expected and not really surprising. Pit Fighter. 5 mana for a 5/6. Vanilla as fuck. But not bad. This is definitely an arena pick. Alright? The fact is, it trades with fucking Loetheb and wins. Enough said. Frigid Snowballed. 4 mana for a 2/6 spell damage +1. Yes, because fuck you, Dalaran Mage. Evil Heckler. 4 mana for a 5/4 taunt. Yeah, because there's nothing I like better than a fucking tall strider that blocks shit. But it's not bad. It's not great. It's definitely an arena pick, though. Alright. Refreshment Vendor. 4 mana for a 3/5. So we're talking Senjin. Alright. Battlecry. Restore 4 health to each hero. No! Alright, Dragonhawk Rider. 3 mana for a 3/3 Inspire, gain when fairy this turn. Alright, so guess what? This is actually a pretty fucking legit minion right here. I like this. This is a combo synergy card here. Much in the same way Worgen Infiltrator was hugely favored in certain warrior designs. This is actually pretty fucking awesome. Like, I can use this in Paladin. That little new Paladin spell that they just got. Think of the possibility. 12 damage. Bam! So, I like it. I do like it. There's a lot of cool things here. But again, the moment this hits the board, this might as well just say the word taunt on it. Because no fucking way anybody lets this thing live. Alright. The Ice Ranger. Yes, because Magma Ranger wasn't troll enough. This really kind of makes me think that they just stopped trying at this point. Alright. Bone Guard Lieutenant. for a 3/2. Inspire. Gain +1 health. So I played this down to my turn 3. That becomes a 3/3. Is it good? It's not bad. It's not horrible. It's definitely better than Bloodfen Raptor for anything other than Druid and Hunter, but not overly hyped about it. And the last card, the Tournament Attendee. 1 mana for a 2/1 with Taunt. Yeah, right. So we needed the inverse Goldshire fucking Footman. Literally. It's the inverse Goldshire Footman. What the hell is this thing stopping? I mean... No. I can find value in Goldshire Footman, like, oh hey, it works well with Hobgoblin, this. Fuck no. No. It's bad. So bad. But, you know, I don't work for Blizzard. Alright, so that is all of the cards. Holy shit, that was 56 minutes to cover all that. My God. My throat is shot. Anyway, so if you like these videos, please like, subscribe, tell your friends, send a paramedic. Holy shit, am I exhausted now. Till next time, this is Shiv saying, stay safe, have fun, leave me comments down below, and may our Jesus bless you. Peace.